The long-awaited Season 8 weapon tier list. I do a tier list every 2 months. Meta's changed quite a bit. I'm gonna do this one live with chat. You guys can try to influence me on my decisions here. Let's get into it. A lot of people ask me all the time of what they should be using and like what guns are, you know, used for early game or mid game or end game, and I'll try to break it all down here. Double barrel shotgun, C tier. Just because the thing is genuinely fun to use with the Dragon's Breath, that's the only redeeming factor. I'm pretty sure you can one-shot headshot on purple with the Dragon's Breath. Correct me if I'm wrong. I wish this thing was better, but at the end of the day, it's a double barrel shotgun, right? So you pretty much are having to shoot twice for each player. Yeah, a lot of times when you probably by the time you have to reload, you probably get traded or something like that. 93R OG also gonna go in C tier just because it's used for bot blasting. OG bot blaster, if you know, you know. Shooting scavs with it is very nice and saves you money. It's a clean gun to shoot. It's actually a really good pistol to actually kill people with if you're not killing people in full gear. But at the end of the day, it's still just weak, you know. AK-12. I almost wanted to put in fucking in D tier. It's just not it, man. It costs a fortune to run. It's a budget gun. If you try to run a full build, it costs way too much, and it still just does not do enough damage. I know people love this gun. It is good for early game and mid game, but it will lose so many gunfights to pretty much every gun I'm going to put above it on this list. I know you guys are going to put this higher. I may be convinced to put it higher once we kind of fill out the list, but right now, I just don't think this gun is still where it needs to be. AKM, B tier. Right now, in the current state of the game at the beginning of season 8, it's actually in a good spot because the gold bullets for it are actually cheap. AKM is really good to use. You're kind of getting into the mid game, into end game. It won't beat a lot of the meta guns, but it can hold its own, and it's usually a lot cheaper to run than you'd think. So I think AKM is doing really well right now. It used to be a lot better, but it's got some variations too, how you can use the dong and go like hip fire builds with it, and then it can be decent with scopes and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it's just the recoil pattern and the time to kill just isn't as fast as some of the meta guns, so that's why I put it here. But AKM's a good one right now, especially for the price. When I'm placing them on the list here, it encompasses everything about the gun. So it's not just like, this isn't just a budget gun list or a meta gun list. It's about the gun and all of it, everything it can do. How is it budget? How is it early game? How is it end game? How is it meta? That type of thing. Just a straight scav gun. I'm not going to go into some of these guns. 74U just doesn't have really any redeeming qualities about it. It's dirt cheap, but it's just pretty trash, and you won't be killing anything that's geared with this thing. Ash 12, I think I'm going to keep near the bottom of A tier. I like this because of the variations it has with the barrels now, and the fact that you can run purple bullets with it and kill full geared players with the new barrel. A lot of people don't know about this. Came out in season 7, but you can use the purple PD12 bullets, and it has the exact same time to kill on full gold as gold bullets do. So the bullets are only costing like 2k each, which essentially means you could be running this gun at way more of a budget than some other meta guns. This is an acquired taste. The Ash 12 isn't for everybody and can be hard to use, but it's good. It's good. It takes some getting used to, but you can run this in a couple different ways. It is expensive, but again, the bullets are really cheap, so that's what kind of makes up for it. Yeah, it's a bit of a sleeper pick. Let's take a look here. Auction ammo, almost 9.6k a bullet or 2.5k a bullet. Now, again, people don't know this. If you use the Tomahawk barrel on the Ash 12, these bullets do the exact same damage. Therefore, you should always buy purple. Next, Val, straight to S tier. It's been S tier since season 7. I don't think I had this in S tier when I released my last tier list for season 6. The Val has become very versatile in the close medium to range, and it has the burst barrel option now too, which kind of leveled it up. The burst barrel is a bit underrated still. It's very good. You can one burst people in the gold if you hit all 4 bullets in the chest, no matter what gold armor they're wearing. I think this gun you can also run a bit cheaper than some of the meta guns. I think full build Vals you can go around like 400 or 500k, which for some of the other meta guns you could be looking at 700, 800, you know, that like pretty much almost close to double. Yeah, Val's just extremely good. The time to kill is pretty much one of the best close range, if not the closest range, and it's very satisfying to use. The bullets are costing a lot more right now, but still the Val, when you go to meta and budget guns, it can fit in all those, because you can build this to be a bit cheaper as well. Like, people can get away with budget Vals and still be really strong. My previous tier list, I never put it in S. It got the burst barrel buff, and I think it has some damage change buffs and potentially some limb changes buffs, limb damage, and yeah, it feels really good now. AUG is probably going to go near the bottom of A tier as well. A lot of people love this gun. It's a beam, it's efficient, it's cheap, but it just doesn't have that fast of a time to kill. It has a headshot multiplier that can really help it out to kill geared players. You pretty much have to hit headshots to kill anybody in gold or red. It just doesn't have that fast of a time to kill if you're shooting the chest. It's clean, but yeah, probably a bottom of A tier gun. I like to say this is a really good mid-game gun for people to use. The 5.56 caliber in just general doesn't do that much damage, so this is kind of a gun I like to use if you're trying to budget red dot close range. You can do some short barrel builds with it, or if you do the long barrel, if you put a scope on this, you can just delete people off headies and stuff like that at longer ranges with the scope. AUM's always a weird one. I don't like throwing it in S S tier just because it's pretty limiting. Costs a shitload. You won't have bullets for it that often. Yeah, I don't know. It's a you know, one-shot sniper. It's kind of like the power weapon, the railgun, whatever you want to call it. It's just you're not going to be consistently running this. I don't think it's always necessarily worth the cost to run it. It's not super viable on a lot of maps, I guess. You're going to get more value from it on like Space City and Lay Alley and stuff like that. Certain areas, you know, Zero Dab and Prison and stuff like that, but it's just a weird one. Yeah, we can just delete the that'd be sick. Yeah, it's kind of like just a special gun. It's not really, I wouldn't say it's like you just can't run it all the time, so it's hard to make it, you know, like an into S tier. I want to make S tier just like the go-to meta guns. Bison. I almost don't want to say anything because Mr. Ninja wanted me to talk about the Bison. All I'm gonna say for the Bison is hopefully they add gold 9mm rounds soon, because yeah, this thing's just not usable right now. All the 9mm SMGs are just overshadowed, and it kind of sucks because the Bison's a fun gun, but you just can't really do anything with it right now. If you can't put gold bullets into a gun, you know, once you get out of easy, they pretty much just don't work. Bow, kind of another special weapon, but I'm gonna put this in like B tier. Again, it's not something to consistently run, but I think it's one of those weapons that if you got good with, it could actually be pretty good, pretty destructive, pretty silent. People don't expect it. You build it the right way, you can one-shot headshot people in full gear. The cost is really expensive to run full build bows though. It's a lot of fun, but it's just different. Unfortunately, snipers are too strong that snipers just outclass it. I wish the snipers would get nerfed a bit, then maybe you could see more bow play, but yeah. I think snipers in general need a nerf. They're just too strong, and you pretty much should always run a sniper. That's another tip if anybody's new. Once you get to normals and hard modes, you pretty much should always be running some variation of a sniper, whether that's just a sniper with a scope and gold bullets or an actual full build sniper. But snipers just kind of rule the world in this game when it comes to any sort of like long range stuff, and you pretty much guaranteed need one if you're fighting anybody that's geared or knows what they're doing. But yeah, because of that, the bow can just never be that good. You have to keep it lower, just kind of limited, harder to use than a sniper, and it costs a lot to run, but it's fun, it's cool. Car-15, D tier gun again, probably at the top of D tier. It's something, the Car-15, but it's just one of those scav guns. It's just one of the beginner guns. You really can't do a lot with it. There's so many variations that feel similar to it at 5.56 caliber that are just all better. Man, I love the Car-15 as much as the next guy, but it doesn't do the job. CI-19 straight to the top. CI-19 has been a staple now in the game for a while. Really not much to say about this one. It is built for a good price. It has budget options. It has close range options, long range. You can use a scope, you can use a red dot. It's just good everywhere. CI-19 is probably your most consistent meta gun in the game. Probably in the meta in a top tier, top 3 gun, top 5 gun for the last 2 or 3 seasons. If you're looking for something that isn't gonna break the bank, but is one of the best guns in the game, I'd recommend using the CI-19. It is slowly creeping in price now because it was removed as one of the blue tickets this season, but I still think the price is pretty good. Full build CI-19, then full build 500. So the base gun's at 120. It's starting to go up. The rapid gas block, this thing fluctuates a lot. Usually it's a lot cheaper. So this thing's actually starting to get up, but I'd say normally this is going to cost you like 450k for most full builds. My full build is going to cost a lot more than most people's too. You could usually get a full meta build for around 400k though. Okay, we're going to speed through some of these pistols here. M1911, nothing to say about that, just bad. Deagle is a bit better. You can one-shot headshot with the newly added gold bullets last season. I think it's below 25 meters. You can one-shot headshot gold helmets. It's hard to use, but it can be good. You can one-shot. It's kind of a fun little pocket sniper option that can be strong. G17, terrible. G18 has full auto and has rip. G18 is probably actually a lot stronger than people think. Using that with purple has one of the highest, I think it has the highest fire rate in the game. So you can put a lot of rounds down range, break armors, that sort of thing fast. It also has the rip option. I use this a lot on my Iron Man. The G18 can just shred legs. You can kill people so freaking quick. G18 is definitely underrated, and it costs nothing to run. G3 will go at the top of C tier. G3 I still think is one of the staples of the game when it comes to budget guns and first starting out. You can run M80s, M62s and get pretty good bang for your buck here. The cost is pretty good. The fire rate just really struggles, and because of that, you start to struggle against some of the guns above this on the list. I want you to pay attention to how this list is drawn out, because the way I kind of design it is almost every gun above whatever gun you see on the list I think will beat it. There's obviously exceptions with like and bow and stuff like that. G3 most of the time, same gear head to head, is going to lose to AKM. It's going to lose to Ash 12. It's going to lose to AUG, Val, CI. It's good. It's cheap, but it is a budget gun. It is an early game gun. K416, this is a tough one, but I think right now I'm going to put this at the top of A tier. I think this has been around S tier in my previous list, but as of late, the past season or two, the K416 price has gone up a lot. The bullets have gone up a lot, and it hasn't really been changed. And because of that, there's other guns that have gotten stronger. So my point here is that you can buy full build CI CI-19s, Vals, other guns at the top of this list for cheaper than a K4 that has a faster time to kill. The K416 feels great, but it costs a lot and it doesn't kill as fast as you think. It struggles because it has a 5.56 caliber. Like, you will always kill with the CI-19 or Val, for example, faster than you will K416. And the cost, I think, is ridiculous. I think the main thing holding the K416 right now is just the cost. I think if it was 200, 300k cheaper, then yeah, I'd put it in S tier. But to run a full build K416 right now is pretty ridiculous. My full build K416 is 700k base. It's over 800 then, because it doesn't even have some of this stuff. I already have some of this stuff. Base gun 180k, base barrel 160k. So you're talking 360k with just the barrel and the gun. This is no bullets in it. It just costs too much. I think that's a problem. KC-17, I will also be putting in A tier. This gun has grown on me. It has really good pen, but it doesn't have the best damage. I think it's a lot easier to build than I originally thought. The bullets do cost a lot. The damage is just a little low, but it is fun to use. It's not that expensive to run. Even a build like this, 342k. KC-17 is really good. I think it just doesn't beat these S tier guns. That's all it comes down to. It's very good, but it will lose to the guns I'm going to put in S tier. M1014, I'm just going to put in a D tier. Shotguns just aren't that strong. Obviously, it can be good if you are prone beneath a desk and you shoot somebody's legs, you'll kill them, but other than that, you're not killing much in head-to-head. M14, this is going to be a shocking one, but I think this thing is really fallen, guys. I can't get behind this gun much anymore, genuinely. I think it really struggles, especially for the price. I'm putting this at the top of B tier. I legitimately don't even want to put this at A. I think the M14, you have to basically pay $1 million to make the gun work, and I think even at $1 million, the gun just shoots everywhere. It's very hard to control. You can only use it close range. I just don't think it's consistent at all. It can feel fun, but for the price and just how much it's been nerfed, it's just not consistent. It shoots everywhere. Like, literally, you put $1 million into it, it still bounces everywhere. I feel like that's insane, no? Like, it used to be great. It used to be one of the best guns in the game, but there's a reason why it's where it's at. It's because it's been nerfed so many times. I just don't really fuck with it anymore. A lot of people are gonna disagree with me on that, but most of these guns above it will beat the M14 at pretty much any range other than point blank. The M14 will beat these guns point blank, but if you even go medium range, these guns are gonna beat it. M14 is still best gun in the game. Just hit your shots, bad aim. That's the thing though, is I literally have clips of me using it where I'm literally aiming and shooting center mass, and it's just bouncing to hit limbs. This thing is a limb attractor. How much does this cost right now? This thing costs, it's not counting all these attachments, this thing is at least 800k. We're talking 800k, and I mean, it just moves so much. You can't get good handling on it. Talking $1 million gun that you can't control or get good handling is just a problem. Like, the fact that you have to use this as an SMG when there's other SMGs out there that are just much better, I just can't. And you're talking about shooting M62s, so you're shooting some of the most expensive bullets in the game. M16 D tier. I want this gun to be better. There's just better burst options. It's an early game gun. It shoots 5.56. Not a lot you can do with it. M16's fun, but it's just not that good. M249, we're gonna put probably near the top of C tier. I think it got a buff a little bit this season, but it still shoots 5.56. Cost is pretty good for the builds of it, but it just does not have that fast of a time to kill. It feels like you're sponging people when you shoot it. It's cool. I think M249 is due for a buff. I think this gun could be really good soon. I think it is one of those guns that probably will get buffed soon, but yeah. 249 is a snappy gun this season. It got a new grip that is awesome. Yeah, like I said, they changed some stuff with it. They buffed it a little bit, but the time to kill is still way too slow. It's fun to shoot. It's good, but people sponge it. M250 chat. It's almost returned to glory for me. I think I'll put it near the top of A tier. Maybe just because I got a 6 skin, but the M250's been feeling really good. I do think though it struggles with the scope. I don't know if you can really use M250 scope much anymore. I mean, you can, it changes your playstyle, but I can run it with a red dot right now and have good handling and can jump around with it, and it feels really good. Trigger delay still sucks. You'll still just lose fights if you don't get a shoot first sometimes, but if you're on it and you're pre-firing and stuff, M250 shreds and just destroys people. I mean, there's almost no gun on this list that hits harder than it. If you hit a headshot with it, it's pretty much game over. You already won the fight. Yeah, I mean, I used a lot of hip fire with it too and stuff. It's good. M4A1, we're gonna go near the top of B tier as well. It's pretty much as mid as you can get. M4 is great at starting out. It's just your classic, you know, FPS gun. You see it in every FPS. It's not great. It's not bad. Unfortunately, all the 5.56 guns just don't hit very hard. The M4 feels great. It builds great. You can build it cheap. You can build it expensive. It's good, but it just loses to better guns. I mean, it's simply put a mid gun, but it's good. For the price, it's worth it, sure. Yeah. I liked it a lot last season, but we kind of got more into this meta of the red dot AR. ARs, and there's just so many ARs that are better. The M4 is a beam. If you put a scope on it, it can be really fun, but you're still going to lose to a lot of guns that are just hitting harder. It's like the AUG in a way. Yep. It's a lot of 5.56 guns feel like that. Even the M249. A lot of them feel great to shoot. They just don't hit hard enough, but simply. M7. M7 is still an S-tier gun. Now, I will say though, I think M7's nearing the bottom of S-tier for me. I think with the change this season, they made it so that the base handling, I think, is lower. And I think they might have adjusted, if I may be mistaken on this, but I think on some of the attachments, they might have adjusted stability. It was the best gun in the game probably for the last 2 seasons, but they nerfed it a bit this season. It costs $1 million to run, but it's still one of the fastest time to kills in like that close medium range. Pretty much won't lose most fights head to head with the M7 if you're at that medium range. It definitely feels a lot worse to shoot this season. It's slower and it just costs a shitload to run, but still it just beats so many guns you have to put in S tier. And the M7 is one of those guns like the K416 where in order to make it good, you need the barrel. And the base M7 right now with the barrel, I mean, look at the cost of this, guys. Look at this cost. We're talking about $1 million. The barrel is 374K. This is what I'm talking about. It's so hard to justify this gun right now. The base gun in the barrel is over 600K. So there's guns that have very similar time to kills that cost half of this. That's why I'm putting this like bottom of S tier. It will still kill things almost faster than anything close range and medium range, but it's just the price is ridiculous now and it feels worse to shoot. Yeah, that's insane. I did not realize the barrel's at that price. I have not used it much this season. M700, just another A tier gun. I'm pretty much just going to put all the snipers at A tier, just so you guys know. The one thing I'll say about the M7, I think the M700 is the best sniper in the game if you full build it. I love how fast you can get it to get with ADS, handling, movement speed. The suppressed barrel is nice. My full build M700 is what I always use. It costs a lot, but it's really fun. The best budget sniper I'd say is the R93. Just put a scope on it, has good handling, it's good to go. But other than that, all snipers I'm just going to put in A tier because like I've already gone over before, snipers are just kind of a necessity in this game right now. If you're in normal or hard and you have a secondary slot, you should be running a sniper. M870 shotgun, terrible. Scav gun, not much to say there. Marlin we're going to put mid B tier as well, or the lever action sniper, or the lever action close range fucking rip gun. It has 2 different uses. You can use it as a sniper-ish where it can one-shot headshot below 50 meters or 40 meters, I think. And then it also has the fast lever action attachment where you can kind of like shoot legs or flesh and deal fast damage to limbs. It's fun, it's cheap. It's one of those guns that it's not as good as like an SMG or shotgun point blank if you're using the rip lever, and then it's not as good as a sniper, you know, in the longer ranges. So that's kind of why it struggles in the mid ground. AUG above M4's cap. I mean, you might be right about that. Maybe I put AUG. Yeah, I think I put AUG in B right next to M4 and AKM, but I even say AKM is better than those, so maybe something like that. Yeah, I think you're right. Mini 14, I don't think it's as bad as the D tiers, but it's definitely one of the bottom C tier guns. Again, 5.56 costs a lot to run. It can't be that good. It just can't hit that hard. It's fun to use, but Mini 14 is due for a buff as well. If the MK4 did not get, listen, if the MK4 did not get nerfed this season, I would actually genuinely put it in S. I really want to put the MK4 in S. The nerf did hurt it a little bit though. The accuracy was so nice on it. It was so good. MK4 is definitely going high A for me. Really fun gun. One of the best budget guns in the game right now. One of the best full build SMGs in the game right now. Still think it's underrated. You have the full auto barrel, but I think the burst barrel is the way to go. It's super good and it's super fun to use. But it did get nerfed a tad this season, so that's why I think I have to put it in A tier. But I think the MK4 and the Val, or sorry, well, I guess I could put Val though. MK4, Val, and MP7 are like your best close range guns in the game right now. MP5, a bit better than these guns in D. It follows the same thing as the Bison. MP5 is probably the best 9x19 9mm SMG, but it can't get gold bullets, so it can't do much. So that's why it's C tier. Once it gets gold bullets, then we revisit it. MP7, it's back. It's going S tier for me. I'd say the MP7 is the best close range gun in the game right now. And a lot of it has to do with the attachments you can put on it and the price. I mean, I don't know how the MP7's getting away with it, but that gun is so damn cheap to run, and it's just a beam, and you move so fast with it. The build I've been running isn't even necessarily a full build, but it feels like I don't have to build it anymore, and it's 300K or whatever. You can run budget MP7s at 150K. I mean, there's not much that's going to beat it point blank. The only downside to MP7, with all SMGs too, I may add, is going to lose a lot of times to red armor point blank if you're just sinking the bullets into the armor. That's just a pen issue with SMGs in general, but other than that, the MP7 will pretty much destroy anything close range, and the ammo's cheap. Yeah, I don't know how the MP7's getting away with this. Everything about the MP7 should cost more. MK47, oh man, I think I'm going to put this in B tier as well. I think, like, look what chat's saying. I got SCA, B. Everyone put a different tier. I think this gun is like so wildly inconsistent. It feels insane. Now, here's the thing that is consistent. Almost no way you build this thing do you get rid of the enormous kick when you first start shooting it. The gun is just genuinely hard to handle, and you have to spend a lot to make it feel decent. Here we go. MK47 suffers the same issue that the K416 and the M7 suffer. But is anyone going to sit here and argue that the MK47 is better than the K4 or the M7? Because I don't think you will. I think the MK is worse than those guns. And guess what? Let's check here. 800k barrel, 400k. If you want the MK47 to run at a meta level, you have to buy the Ember barrel, which costs 400k. Need I say more? It's too damn expensive to run, and it just does not feel as good. It does not feel as good as the KC-17, the K416, the MK4, TN19, Val, M7. It doesn't feel better to shoot than any of these guns, and it costs a shitload to run. It can be good at the very, very top end, high end, but I just think all these options above it are just better. You could get a meta CI-19, which the CI-19 is 100% a better gun than the MK47. You could get a meta C19 for 400 to 500k for just the cost of the barrel of the MK. I mean, that's just, need I say more? Yeah, I mean, I want to make the MK work. It got buffed this season. It does feel better, but the cost is just ridiculous still. It's hard to want to use guns, even if they kill fast, if they don't feel good to shoot. And genuinely, the MK the initial kick is so hard to control compared to almost every other gun on this list that's above it. It's just not that fun. P90 is probably going to be put, I'd say top of B or bottom of A for now. It's really strong. You can use a budget, can use it full build. The bullets do cost a lot though. It's one of the most expensive gold bullets in the game for SMGs. And you obviously run around the 50 round mag, so it can cost a lot. It just isn't as good as the MP7, the Valve, the MK4. I don't think the SR3M. It's really good budget. I would use P90 budget over some of those, but full build, I would take those other SMGs. So that's why I'm putting a B tier. PKM, I'm putting an A tier. I think the only two A tier LMGs in the game, PKM, M250. PKM's really solid. Can run it whichever way you want. The only downside is you have to run the 75 round mag similar to the M250. I've been loving the PKM. It has that downside of being a slower gun. It can be expensive to run, but other than that, it's solid. It's right there. It just doesn't kill as fast as some of these S tier guns, but other than that, it's really good. It's really fun to use. PSG I'm gonna put in C tier. Probably one of the best marksman rifles in the game. I just think unfortunately marksman rifles aren't that good. We'll kind of probably revisit these. I'll discuss marksman rifles once I get to the SVD and SR25, but PSG for me is not strong enough to where it can compete with snipers, so I think it just has to be put down. PTR, D tier, scav gun, can't build much with it, just not strong. QBZ, mid C tier gun. QBZ I think is one of those guns that needs a pretty desperate buff. It's never really been good in the game. It can be good for your early game and budget runs. I think people like running it for those budget runs and ticket kits and stuff like that, but it's just, you'll never kill anybody geared with it. Like, genuinely, it just sucks. I wish the QBZ was better, but that's just where it's at. QBZ feels so good, just use more love. Yeah, it just doesn't deal damage. I use it for budget, but unless I shoot first, I lose. Yeah. All right, QCQ, we're gonna put it a bit higher in the C tier, just pretty much only for the rip capabilities. The rip ticket on this is really good. QCQ is really cheap. It'll destroy people close range if you shoot their legs. That's pretty much all it can be used for. Full build, it's trash. Use it as a budget gun. Use it to rip, try to get people's full armors. That's pretty much your go-to for it. QJB, this is one that always gets me into trouble. I'm not a big fan of this gun, so it's hard for me to rate it high, but I know a lot of people do like it. I think right now I'm gonna put this at the top of B tier. I mean, put simply, it has the variations you can do with the stable block and the rapid block, but are we really thinking the QJB is better than the PKM or M250? Because I think that's what it comes down to. And I don't think the QJB is better than M250 or PKM. I get it's a laser. A lot of these guns can be lasers though. The M4 is a laser, you know, the AUG's a laser, AK-12 can be a laser. So here's the downsides, right? QJB, when you put the stable block in, you lose fire rate. It's an absolute beam, but it just takes a decently long time to kill. You don't have a fast fire rate. It's not the most damage in the game, and you can't have that crazy of like handling or ADS with it. I feel like if you're doing the stable block, if you put the rapid block in, you can build it a lot more to be kind of like an SMG, faster build, that type of thing. But the rapid block has bloom, and we've all seen the clip of me dying with that thing with rapid block when I'm literally aiming right at him and it's just moving everywhere. QSZ, terrible pistol, not much to say there. R93, like I've said with the other snipers, is going to be another A tier. I think it's the best budget sniper in the game still. Granted, this season it has gone up in price mainly because of quest scene, but R93 will still always probably be the best budget sniper. 357 Magnum. Revolver, you guys know it just is the revolver storage thing. It's just nice because you use it as storage. That's why I'll put it above D tier. You won't ever use this to actually shoot anything with. S12K, I'll put as a higher tier shotgun just because of the drum mag, the dragon's breath, fast fire rate. S12K, if you play it right, you sit in a fucking corner, you can obviously destroy people quickly. Other than that, you won't be able to do anything with it. C tier just for gimmick, yeah, pretty much. Scar H, my baby. It's probably bottom of B tier as well. Scar H used to be one of the best guns in the game. It's been nerfed for quite a while. Still costs a lot to run. Still shoots M62s, which are expensive. Just has a bit of a slower fire rate. The damage isn't there anymore. It's just another mid-tier gun. I'd say it's probably better than like M4 and AUG and stuff like that, but kind of like your step up into the mid game. It's a good mid game gun, but it won't be beating any of the end game or meta guns. Yeah, it feels out of place for a couple seasons for sure. SG552 feels great to shoot, just doesn't shoot anything hard at all. We're gonna go bottom of C tier here. Yeah, it's just another 5.56 gun that does no damage. It probably does the least amount of damage out of any 5.56 gun in the game. It's basically an airsoft gun. It feels fun as fuck to shoot and has a ridiculously high fire rate, but it's just not very good. Paintball gun. Yep. SKS, it got buffed. Now here's the thing. Here's one of the guns I actually can't judge very well. I'll need your guys' help with this because I haven't used SKS since buff. I still think it's pretty trash. I think marksman rifles in general just aren't that good in the game, but normally this would be a D tier gun, but I think we could maybe put it near B, maybe bottom of B or something based on what I've been hearing. Okay, I'm gonna put it at the top of C tier then. I don't think people are comfortable with enough of being at B tier. We'll have to test it out, but the SKS did get buffed, has the new ammo. I think it got some of its attachments changed as well. I think it probably is an underrated gun, but I do agree it's not. I don't think just because it's a marksman rifle, it's semi-auto, I think it's going to struggle against a lot of these guns in this tier. I think most of these guns in this tier will probably consistently beat the SKS. So it might not be the gun, it might be the ammo we're talking about. SMG 45, it has gold bullets now as of last season. Fire rate's still slow. I think this is another C tier gun. It can be fun to use. It doesn't cost that much, but I think the time to kill is still relatively slow even with gold bullets. I just don't think there's a world where you'd really even want to use that over like a vector, you know. And it does cost less, but they're using the same bullets. I don't know. Decent budget rack gun. Yeah. SR25, I think it's probably one of the only marksman rifles I feel comfortable putting in a higher tier. I think I put this probably like mid B tier. Again, it's a preference thing. I genuinely don't think marksman rifles are that strong in this game, but I think the SR25 of the true marksman rifles, because I don't really think the M14 is a true marksman rifle, I think SR25 is one of the best. Again though, it costs so much to run. I don't think it's good enough to run as a primary weapon because most of the time you're going to lose to almost anything mid to close range, and then it's not as good as a sniper in a secondary slot because you don't have that one shot potential, right? I know people like some short barrels, red dots they use as primaries and stuff, but I mean it is a preference thing at the end of the day. I think if you like it, then it can be a higher tier. It is really good, but I just don't think it's that consistent and it doesn't feel that clean to shoot as some of these other guns that are above it, and it costs so much. SR3M, I'm gonna put this probably like near bottom A tier. It's been nerfed over the seasons. It's still really strong. I think one of the best budget guns in the game, but the way I like to describe the SR3M is it's just a great middle ground of an AR and an SMG, but that's also its downside. The SR3M will lose to most high fire rate SMGs close range, but it will beat ARs in that close range, but then the SR3M will lose to the ARs in that medium range, you know? So it's like you're in this weird spot with it. It feels good. It's cheap to run. It's just this middle ground gun that's not the best at anything. The SR3M isn't the best at anything. It's good at everything, and it's better than most things that are in that like middle ground. SR3M is very range restricted, but it feels like an AR, so that's kind of, yeah, it's a weird thing. P90 below SR3M though? Yeah, I think so. I think the P90 is, I think the SR3M just has that like ability to have more range and kind of use it as that like weak AR or something, whereas like a P90 would never do that. SR9 straight to D tier. I'm not gonna go over this. One of the worst guns ever out of the game. SV98, another sniper, same goes with the other ones, A tier. SVD, I'm gonna say is very similar to the SR25, but I think it's a bit worse. I think I'd put it near like the bottom of B tier. You have the one-shot capabilities with higher tier bullets, so like red bullets can one-tap gold, lower durability gold helmets. SVD can also with gold bullets one-tap purple helmet, but it's just not that fun to shoot, and you can't build it that well. It costs a lot, and it just doesn't feel that good. It always feels like a sniper, but it's weaker than a sniper. That's how I feel about SVD. Some people like it a lot though. Uzi, another scav gun, D tier. No gold bullets, can't do much with it. Vector, shockingly one of the worst SMGs with gold bullets, but that's because they kind of nerfed it before it came out, but I think I still put it in kind of like this middle B tier thing. It costs a shitload to run too. That's probably why I wouldn't put the Vector above a P90 any of these other SMGs, just because the Vector costs more than any SMG to run in the game, and it doesn't kill as fast as some of these other SMGs. The bolts you can't even buy anymore for gold, so they're, you know, even more expensive essentially because they're so rare. Vityaz, another C tier SMG. Its only redeeming factor right now is it's good for rip builds, rip bullets, flesh bullets. Can't get gold bullets, same situation. VSS is just terrible. Don't know why you'd run this. Probably worse than, well, it's the only gun it's better than in the Marksman rifles is the SR9, but it's terrible. Yeah, so we have to add the K437. The new shotgun I haven't experienced a lot with, but I think I put it like in a B tier just because you have the option to run it as a pistol slot. So you can essentially run 3 guns that could be useful, because the FS12 can definitely be good in like point blank close range situations where you could just, you can whip that thing out and people are not going to expect it. It kind of has that like surprise factor. It's kind of a special weapon, but from what I've seen from the SS12, it's better than expected for sure. I think you just put it above the other shotguns because it has that potential to run in a different slot. It doesn't have to take up a primary secondary slot, which I think means a lot. The MCX, the newly added in season 8 rifle, here's what I got for it. Right now it has the elite ticket going for it, which I think helps it a lot in its cost. I think the gun is a lot cheaper to run than most other ARs. I don't personally like it, but I think it fits this middle ground where it can be used at a low A tier level because of the cost and because the variations that you can do with the builds. What I'll say about the MCX is I don't think I've figured out the correct way to build it yet, but I think there's a lot of variations with both barrels that it could be good. It does have low pen though, which is an issue. So it's one of those guns that's probably going to feel good against most people in like purple and gold gear, but I just don't think it's hard for me to even put it in A tier because I don't really like it, but I think a lot of people do like it. And I think the main thing is the cost is helping it out right now, but it is like it's just kind of like a mid, it's another one of those mid rifles. It's just not better than the guns above it, but it's better than the guns below it, you know, but it just, there's a lot of guns that do what it does just a bit better. Okay, and then finally the last gun, the K437. This is another challenging one for me because I'm really tempted to put it in S tier, but I don't think I'm going to. I like keeping my S tier small. It's either the very top of A tier or the very bottom of S tier. You guys are all saying S, huh? So here's my thought process. The K437 is just as good as any of these guns in S tier. The only problem is that the K437 I think really struggles versus full red, at least comparatively to these other guns at S tier. Everyone's saying S though. Okay, I think I will put it there. That is just the caveat you have to know about the K437. The K437 genuinely can feel like the best gun in the game if you're fighting anything that's less than red armor. When you fight red armor though, the gun feels a lot, you just, people, they just soak it. Like the CI-19, the Val, the M7, those all feel like you're gonna kill red armor faster than the K437. Yeah, I mean, you guys convinced me to put the K437 in S tier. I was hovering bottom S tier or top A tier. Yeah, this is what the list is looking like. You can't get everything. I'm just gonna slowly scroll through this. Let's get some other outside opinions here. Gentlemen?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
How's it going?
No.
Just finished my tier list, so I'm curious of you guys' thoughts. I have it up on the stream right now.
Alright, let me pull it up.
I can pull it up, I guess.
I'll give you a viewer.
Dude, I know Voet's gonna freak out at one of these.
F14 at B tier. Nice, bro.
Yeah.
You're fucking weird. Definitely S tier.
Dude, if you look at everything about the M14, it's like literally only good in just the smallest instances. Like everything's got to be perfect.
I mean, you have the M14
Yeah,
B, and then you have the AK-12
The
in
M4 is
B
at least
with the
an A.
M14.
Yeah, but it does matter. The AK-12, like these are kind of ordered. Like AK-12's at the bottom of B tier. M14's at the top of B tier.
The AK-12 should be in D, and then M14 should be S. Just saying. Yeah, it's like your same cause as your sniper, so it's fucking snipers in my house right now.
Okay.
Like, it's not bad. It really isn't bad, G.
It's not bad. That's not what I'm arguing. It's not that it's bad. I'm curious, how much is this?
Oh, it's basically like
126. It's actually
like
cheaper than I thought.
It's barely
What does
under
it
a mil,
have?
but you gotta think about it, the bullets are like.
You bought the gun.
Yeah.
Too, so.
You bought the,
you
yeah,
bought
well,
the
now you're
gun?
committed. Now you're committed to it.
No, I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it. I already have these attachments though, the grip, the comp. So it's like a basically, yeah, it'd be close to $1 million or 900K. That's the end of the tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below if you disagree or agree. Yeah, I'll see you guys in a couple seasons for another one.